hot off the heels of the success of The Beekeeper, David Ayer and Jason Statham reteam with this new film, A Working Man. It has been rather a quiet March, and there has not been a lot to sing about. But there is now. A Working Man is about a former British Royal Marine, Levon Cade, who has left his old world behind to find a better life in civilian life in America. He works as a foreman on a construction site, business owned by a Latino family by parents Joe Garcia and Carla Garcia. They treat Cade as if he is family and has become close with them. So when their daughter gets kidnapped by the Russians, Cade is their first port of call to help bring her back. Jenny is on a night out with her friends and is spotted on the dance floor by the human traffickers and is taken. Upon finding out she's been missing for a day or two, parents call the police, but they end up doing nothing and nothing happens, so in comes Cade. He is reluctant to take on the role as saviour. He goes to his friend and former Special Forces buddy for reassurance and permission to take on the role. After getting the go-ahead from his friend, he gathers as much intelligence and surveillance on the bad guys as much as possible before he acts. Suddenly he is embroiled with the Russian Mafia and has to investigate and navigate his way through smartly and efficiently, trying not to give himself up. Once he gathers up the evidence, all hell breaks loose and Cade goes full Jason Statham. As I said in the intro, it is a reteam between David Ayer and Jason Statham, but unbeknownst to me, the film was actually written by one other than Sylvester Stallone. We know that dude. Who knew? The Expendables back together again, and Stallone knows a thing or two about action. It also stars Jason Fleming, Michael Pena, David Harbour, Naomi Gonzalez, and Ariana River as Jenny. It's not bad. It's not excellent. It's just good. And that's okay. I personally think Beekeeper is a better all-round film, as it leaned heavily on the beekeeper metaphor and didn't shy away from it. Whereas this film, the whole idea of the working man just wasn't believable, in my opinion. There were too many character moments that I found didn't make sense to me, and that the investigation into the missing girl just went all over the place, and it kind of looked like he had no idea what he was doing. Some of the villains were just plain stupid. When they did capture the heroes, they didn't even knock them out, and they didn't even tie them up properly. They just made one stupid decision after another. You want your villains to be competent, at least. You want to fear them, and you want them to be intimidating on screen. Instead, they were a joke and had the worst Russian accents known to man. I also felt that the main heroine, Jenny, wasn't actually that likeable. She lied to her father about certain aspects of the night out she was having with her friends. She seemed to be rude with the bartender at one point, who you find out later on is actually part of the whole thing, and so that wasn't not necessarily too bad, but still rude to the bartender. At one point, she was very much controlling and herding her friends from one place to another. You never really sort of cared that much about her and was generally, in my opinion, annoying. She did have a couple of redeeming qualities. She took advantage of the lax in judgment made by the stupid decisions by the bad guys. So there's that, I suppose. I mean, really. Um, but what I would say is this: when Jason Statham goes full Jason Statham, it's a sight to behold. He really knows fight choreography very well, and it seems, in my opinion, that he works very closely with the stunt coordinators with every single film that he does, and the work really pays off. Um, some of the fight sequences in this film will make your jaw drop, and some scenes make you think, hang on a minute, that's actually quite cool. So, yeah, so it's good on that front. I also liked his reason for being, his motivation to keep his daughter safe, to keep his family safe, his friends. That whole aspect of the film I felt was pretty good. Um, his whole arc was all right. Just everything else was just a little bit messy in places. It was very choppy, and just didn't seem to quite fit in with the story, especially some of the decisions that were being made. I don't know. Some great fight scenes, like I said. I would say this film is very much a cross between Jack Reacher type of character and Taken. Put those two films together, this is what you get. It's probably not going to make any box office records anytime soon, but it's good to see that these types of films are still being made. The mid-budget action flicks are still alive and ticking, just about. And Jason Statham is still fighting the good fight for this genre and is very much a leading light in this type of action-packed type of story in Hollywood right now. There's maybe one other guy, Liam Neeson, somebody you may have heard of, who's quite good, but he is getting old now, and very much this type of story, Jason Statham is very much dominating this genre. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments and in chat, and if you've seen this film. How stupid do you think the villains were, and did you think that this film was a better film than The Beekeeper or not? Let's get the conversation going. As always, please like and subscribe to my channel. It means a great deal, and I shall see you in the next video. Peace.